Hello my lovelies and welcome to the channel. I hope you're all okay. It's been a little while since I've done a tutorial for you, but today I've got another crocodile stitch or dragon scale one. So this here I've made is a little bag. A lot of people I've seen use these for like Dungeons and Dragons dice, but you can pretty much put whatever you like in it. But for the majority of it you can customize it yourself. You can add as many layers in as you like of the crocodile stitch. You can add as many rows down here to make it taller, same at the top. You don't even have to do this scalloped edge at the top, but I'll go through all of that as we go through the tutorial. Just to make you aware, I won't be using any UK terminology, I'll only be using US terminology, but I will put it at the bottom of the video for you to let you know what the UK terminology is. So I hope you're going to enjoy this tutorial. If you do happen to make one, please feel free to tag me on my Instagram because I'd love to see what people have already made. So pretty much for this tutorial, the yarn that I used for it is this Emu Batik yarn. It's DK or double knitting weight. And I used a 4.5mm hook. Now what I will say with this is, so this yarn normally requires I think a 4mm. However, I went 4.5. If you can pretty much make this with any size yarn, any size hook. But just remember, if you don't use the hook that matches your yarn, if it's a bigger hook, it'll make it a bit looser. If it's a smaller hook, it'll make it tighter. But you pretty much can use any yarn that you like, and then obviously the appropriate hook to go with it. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I did to make the bottom here, this is just 3 simple rows. We're going to do a double crochet. And I'm going to start with the magic ring. However, you can chain 4 if you like and slip stitch back into that first chain and use that to start with if you don't like using the magic ring. I will be using the magic ring now. But to make one, get your yarn like this, wrap your yarn around your fingers and cross it over. Okay, then turn it over like this. Take your hook, go under that first loop, over the second, pull it through and twist your hook as it comes through, and then just do a quick chain, whoop, there, and there you go, and it's secure. This is the string you will be pulling it tight with, and everything we're going to be working now will be going into the center here. Okay, so what we're going to be doing first is you'll be chaining 2. We're going to do 12 double crochets into this circle. So to do a double crochet, get yarn over your hook, go into the circle, yarn over the hook, and pull that through. So you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Same again, so yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we're going to do that one more time for you. So yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull it back through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. Now that's the 3rd double crochet we've done, but those initial chains that we did will count as one of your double crochets, so that is 4 in total. So if you crochet another 8 of them, and I'll meet you back here in a moment. And then I usually just double check your counting because I always make a mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 1 chain and 11 double crochets. So if you grab your loop from your magic circle and just pull it a bit tighter, you don't have to put it too tight just yet, it's just so we can reach the chain, and then slip stitch into the 3rd chain that you had here. So if you insert your hook, yarn over, pull that through, and then pull that straight through, and that's your slip stitch. I'm just going to tighten that center a little bit. So that's your first round. Round 2, we're going to be doing an increase on every stitch, so it will make this go from 12 to 24. So into every one you'll be putting 2 double crochets instead. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then into that same stitch do a double crochet. So same as the last round, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then into the next stitch, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, same again, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. There we go. Then once more into this next stitch, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and then yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. So like I said, we're going to do that into each of the rest of them. So you get back to here and you should have 24 stitches or 12 lots of 2 double crochets in a stitch. I'm just going to quickly double check how many we've got. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because sometimes I miscount and I accidentally put an extra one in this gap here. So that's 12 lots of 2, so that is 24. Now we're going to start round 3. It's okay if that comes loose a little bit in there. What we're going to do later is we will weave this in, so then it should stop coming undone for you. But it doesn't matter if it comes undone now, it sometimes makes it a little easier. So third chain from when you first started, slip stitch into the top of that again. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and pull through again. Okay. So on this third row, what we're going to do is we're going to do an increase, and then we're going to do a double crochet. So in the first one, we're going to do a chain and then a double crochet. Then we'll do a double crochet in the next stitch. In the next stitch, we'll do 2 double crochets. So we're going to have 36 in total. So chain 3, and then like I said, do a double crochet, and then into the next stitch, do a double crochet, and then the next one you want to do 2 double crochets, and then the next one a double crochet. Oh, hold on a second, got some yarn bath going on. That was close. There we go. And then what did I get to? We're going to do 2 double crochets in the next one. One double crochet, and then increase 2 double crochet. And then we're just going to keep going around doing 2 double crochets. Hold on. Hang on, I have got a yarn bath going on here. Bear with me. Oh, no. Oh, and that is always the worst when that happens. It's the only problem with pulling from the middle. Oh my goodness. There we go. Just an explosion of yarn onto right in front of me there. Anyway. Yeah, so you're just going to carry on doing an increase of 2 double crochet in 1 stitch, and then 1 double crochet after that. Just work your way around. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. And I was just counting how many increases I had, and I could just quickly see the 1 double crochet between it. It says we're having to count to 36. I'm just being lazy. So there we go. And then what we're going to do then is again slip into the top of the chain 3 that you did at the beginning, and that is the end of round 3 and also the end of the bottom. What we're going to be working on next, now the bottom's done, is we're going to be working on this bit here. Now this is a bit that you can increase the number of rows if you want it taller before these start. I mean, you can even do it as a double crochet if you wanted. I did it as a half double crochet just to make it a little bit shorter, a little bit more tighter stitch. I also did it in the back loop only. You don't have to do it in the back loop only if you are struggling, but it does make it a bit flatter on the bottom, and it means it does stand up better. Because I also discovered that because I did the bottom like that, I can put my metal furls hook in, and it does hold it up quite well. So I'm quite happy with how this one turned out. There we go. But yes, so we're going to work on the bottom bit next, and then we're going to be starting our 2-row repeat to do our crocodile stitch. And like I said, this is really handy because you can make this as tall as you want to. But yeah, just double check that you've got your 36 stitches, and then we'll start working on the 4th row. So yeah, we're going to be doing a half double crochet. It's all in the name really. It's literally half of what we do with the double crochet. So with the double crochet, where we do yarn over, insert the hook, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. This time, once you pulled your yarn through, you only put your yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So we're going to do chain 2 to get the height. So yarn over. Now the back loops, you can see you've got these 2 loops here from the previous row stitches. This is the front loop here. This is the back loop, and we will be putting our hook just through the back loop. Like I said, you don't have to do this. If you want to put it through both, then that's fine. But I want mine to stand, so it just makes it easier to make it go around the corner, I'll say. So yarn over, and then insert your hook through the back loop there. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and then pull through all 3 loops like that. So again, yarn over, find your back loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3, there we go, yarn over, back loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. Same again, so yarn over, insert your hook into the back loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. So you can see there how you've got, it's starting to like, I'll say go around the corner, because otherwise it would just increase and curve, and I wanted it just to be a bit of a sharper, flatter bottomed bag. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that all the way around. So when you get back here, just count that you've got your 36 stitches, which we all know I will be double checking. The other day I did this in the dark, and I don't recommend that, because what I accidentally did is when I counted it, I somehow had 42 stitches, because what I'd done is in the dark I had accidentally put my hook through some of these ones here, which are further down the back from the double crochet, and even when I unpicked it and went round it again, because I'd pulled those loops up, I could not work out where those back loops were, so I had to redo this entire row. There we go. But yes, I don't recommend trying to do this pattern in the dark if you're not used to it. But yeah, so it's just yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. Like I said, it's just in the back loops only. Oh, yarn bath is everywhere. Go. Last one. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. There you go. So as you can see, it's already starting, if you flatten the bottom out, to curl up the sides. Like I said, it'd be a lot more rounder and more bowl-like if you hadn't put it in the back loop, but because we have, it sits like that. So you slip stitch into the top of your initial chains, and then we are ready to start the double crochet. But before I do that, as you can see, I very badly need to sort out the yarn bath. So what I will do, can't get my hook through. There we go. I'll do that. So there, what I will do is I'm going to sort this mess out because I don't want it to ruin the flow of the crocodile stitch. And then I'll see you back here. Right, yarn bath all sorted. So what you're going to do, so once you finish that row, you're going to slip stitch into the chain that you did at the beginning. Okay, and now this is a bit where it does start becoming a bit customizable. So, as you can see how I did it on this one, I've got just the one row of half double crochet around there. You can add as many rows of half double crochet as you like. So if you want a massive bit here that's just half double crochet before the crocodile stitch, you can do that. I would always recommend putting at least one in, because I mean, if you can start the crocodile stitch straight there, but it just gives it a little bit of space so it doesn't hit the whatever you're standing it on. But like I said, this is the part where you can start customizing it. If you want to add in more rows, you add more rows in, but for this pattern I've just done the one row, so you can see how it sits there. So once you've finished doing as many rows as you want and you've slip stitched back into here, we're going to start on the crocodile stitch. So on the crocodile stitch, turn this inside out for you. I don't know if you've seen on my previous videos. So what you have is the first row you do has these little posts in here. So you can see here there's a set there. The crocodile stitch wraps around those posts. What you'll do is you'll be doing double crochet like down a post, 5 of them, you'll chain and then you go up the other side. And that's what creates this scale effect. So you need to make sure you do this row first, get the posts ready, then you do the crocodile stitch. So it's a two row repeat, sorry. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 4, and then to that same stitch there you're going to yarn over and do a double crochet. So insert your hook into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That is your first V, your first set of posts. And then what you're going to do is yarn over ready, you're going to skip the next 2 stitches, and in that third one you insert your hook there, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then you're going to chain again, then yarn over again and do another double crochet in that stitch there. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, and then we're going to do the same again. We're going to yarn over, skip 2, in that third stitch insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, do 1 chain, double crochet, and that is what you're going to be doing all the way around. You'll be doing a double crochet, a chain and a double crochet in the same stitch. Then you will be skipping 2 and then repeating that again. Okay, there we go. And then you're going to slip stitch into the third chain up. So you're going to make sure you still got that chain between your stitches there. So a slip stitch in there. There we go. So that's the first row of the 2 row repeat done. Now you just got to double check how many you've got. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you've got 12 posts, which is fine. It needs to be an even number, because if every row you do, so you see where the stitches are here, the next row you're going to go between. So where you've got the posts, you'll see, it's not a good example, there you go, you've got to set a post between each one. And what you're going to do is it will alternate, so it'll sit between and it'll stagger like that, because otherwise you're going to have them all in a row, or if you put the crocodile stitch on every single set of posts, it's going to get very crowded very quickly. So you just need to make sure it's an even number, because if you have an odd number, you're going to end up with a massive gap at the end, or two of these crocodile stitches next to each other, and it won't look right. So I'm mainly saying that in case you made your base bigger, but obviously I've not gone through a bigger base at the moment. There we go. So we're going to do with this crocodile stitch, like I said, we're going to do double crochets down the post. So how we're going to do that is you do your yarn over. So these are the posts here. So to make it easy, if you just pinch that post there to make sure you're holding it, it makes it a lot easier to see. So you put your yarn over and insert your hook underneath that post there. Yarn over and pull it back through, and then you do a double crochet as normal. So you yarn over, pull through two, pull through two. Okay, and then you're going to do the same again 4 more times. So go yarn over, insert under that post, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through two again. Same again, under the post, same again, and the same again. And then you're going to chain one, okay, and then you're going to turn your work slowly, so then you're going to grab the other post. So this time, where we went down this post, we're going to go up this one. So yarn over, and then you're going to pinch your post up again. So you're going to go from the outside into the middle. It's like if you think that this is the middle of the two posts, okay? So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two. So you can see there, you've got all these stitches down here, and now you're coming back up the other side. So do 4 more of those. So like under the post. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then what you're going to do in the middle of the next set of posts here, you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull that through, and then you're just going to do a slip stitch. That anchors down this side of this crocodile stitch, and it'll anchor down the next one as well. So what we're going to do is the same again, yarn over, lift this post up like that, insert your hook under that post, yarn over and pull it back through, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two. Same again, yarn over under the post, then we'll do another one, yarn over, go under the post, yarn over under the post, yarn over under the post, chain one, turn it, so then you're going to go up the other post, so we're going to pinch that up just to make sure we're holding the right one. So yarn over, there we go. So then we're going to do 5 double crochets up this side, so make sure you go under the post, 2 more, whoops, okay, and then like I said, what you do again, next V of posts here, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then pull straight through that loop to anchor it down. So you can see there from that last one, these are anchored down here. Do 1 more with you. So we're going to yarn over, find the V, lift that first post up. So we're going to go down this post, up the other one. So we're going to do 5 double crochets in this one. Let's go under the post. Just got to make sure that when you get to the bottom, after you chain one, you do turn your work slightly. Because the first time I tried this stitch, I tried to leave it like this, and I went under this next post here and then did it without turning it. So I was going like down one side and down the other side, and it was a disaster, and I could not work out what I was doing. But it's because I didn't realise I had to slightly turn it and then lift this post up to work back up the other side. And like I said, it did not work. It looked awful. I couldn't work out what I was doing wrong. There we go, 4, 5, and then we anchor it down again. Next set of V's, slip stitch through there. Okay, so what you're going to do, you can carry that along, so you're going to have a crocodile stitch, slip stitch, crocodile slip, slip stitch, crocodile stitch, slip stitch in that one, and I will meet you back here in a minute. Here we go, I'm going to slip stitch into this last one. There we go. So that is your first 2-row repeat completed. And then what's nice is because we now want to put our next row of V stitches in. So we're going to start here. We're already in the center of this one. So all you're going to do when you put the next ones in is you're going to put the V's in the exact same place you already have. So for example, here we have a V. So I'm going to chain 4, because that first chain of 3 counts as your double crochet. The 4th one is the chain in the middle of your V's. Yarn over, and we're going to insert in that V, and you're just going to do a double crochet, and that's your first V done. And then all you're going to do is go to the next V. So this one is in the middle of the crocodile stitch, as you can see. You're just going to yarn over, and you're going to do your double crochet in there. Whoops. Do your chain 1 and do your double crochet in there. Doing the second row of these, well, a lot of these V's is a lot easier because you don't have to try and get your hook into stitches. You are literally just going in chain spaces. It makes it so much easier. So now you need to look between here, between these crocodile stitches, and you can see the V there. You need to do another one in there. So double crochet, chain, double crochet. Next one will go in the middle of this crocodile stitch. So double crochet, chain, double crochet, and then between the crocodile stitches again, find the V, insert your hook. So we do double crochet, chain, double crochet. Once you get into the rhythm of this, it is quite quick and easy to do. It looks intimidating, this stitch, but like I said, once it's in your head, you'll just whiz through it, you'll be laughing. It'll be so easy to do. You won't even realise how easy this stitch is, even though it looks like it should be complicated. Yeah, so just keep putting V's in the middle of the V's from the previous V row. Yeah, like I said, when I first did this stitch, I made such a mess of it. It was unbelievable, and I just thought, this is not clicking. But like I said, I just made one simple mistake. So if you ever find that you can't do something in crochet, just give it another go, look at the tutorial again. There's no fear, but there shouldn't be any fear in looking at other tutorials or anything like that if you're stuck on something. Because sometimes how one person might show you to do something, someone else shows you differently and it clicks. The way I do it might not click with some people, but it will with others. There we go. So when you get to the last one, you need to slip stitch into the 3rd chain up, so make sure you keep that chain in the middle of your V. And then the nice thing is, so we need to start doing our crocodile stitches again. And the good thing is because we started in this one here with our V's, we're already on the V's that will need the crocodile stitch again. So you don't have to try and like slip stitch along to get to this one or anything. You're already on the one you want to be. So just make sure when you do that first crocodile stitch in the next row of crocodile stitches, it is between the 2. Like I said, it should be anyway, but I'll just double check. So I'll show you a couple on this row. So you go yarn over, and then like I said, find your post, lift it up, it makes it easier. And all you're doing is double crochets again down that post. Whoop. I'm going to do 5 double crochets again. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're going to chain 1, you're going to turn it around so you can grab that other post, and we're going to go back up the other side. What I will do on this video, I will timestamp this though, so if you do need to go back over it, you can click back and go back further in the video just to watch me do that first row of crocodile stitches again, just to make sure it's getting in there. Okay, so there we go. My yarn's stuck on now. There you go. So that's that first one done. I do love this pattern though with variegated yarn, where it's a slow change of colour. It just makes it a little bit more interesting, I think. Yeah, so once again, you're going to slip stitch in that V. So this time the slip stitches are going to be in the V that's above the previous row's crocodile stitch. So all you're going to do is you're going to go along and you are going to do a crocodile stitch now between the V's, slip stitch between the V's, sorry, crocodile stitch between the previous crocodile stitches on the V's, and then the ones that are in the center of the previous crocodile stitch will be a slip stitch now. So I will see you back here in a moment. So here we go, last slip stitch into that last V. There we go. That's the second 2-row repeat done. So this is another part where you can customize it and do it as many of these crocodile stitches as you like. So I did on this one 6. Easy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I said you can do as many of these as you want, as long as when you do that last V row, you do the crocodile stitch. You don't just leave a V row. But you can do as many of these as you want. So if you want it taller, you can do it taller. If you want it shorter, you can do it shorter. It's entirely to you. I'm going to do 6 again. So like I said, if you need to go back, I'll time stamp the video so you can come to the beginning when we did the first row. But I will see you when we do that very last row. Like I said, no matter how many you're doing, I will see you on that last row at the top. Okay, so we're going to do the last slip stitch in there. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing, once you've finished all your crocodile stitches, we're going to be doing the top. So what I've done around here is I did 2 rows of half double crochet. This is another moment where if you want to increase or decrease the number of half double crochets, you can. I would always recommend to do at least 1 row just to tidy the top of these stitches up. But you can do as many as you want before we get to like the drawstring bit here. So like I said, I'm going to do 2 rows. How I'm going to do it though is, oops, there we go. I'm going to chain 2 because it's half double crochet, and then you'll be doing a stitch into each of the top of these double crochets here, but then also you'll be doing one in the chain space. You can do it into the chain if you want to, that sits between here. I'm not going to because sometimes I find it hard to get my hook through and it saves time, and when you look at it on here you probably wouldn't have even noticed that I hadn't gone into the chain. I'd gone into the chain space unless I'd pointed it out to you. Life's too short. I am not going to worry too much about where I put my stitch in this case. So if you want to, then yep, go ahead, put it into the chain, but like I said, this is the quicker, simpler method. For me, I don't see any point in worrying about trying to get it into the chain. So this one counts as the one in the chain space. So put your hook through the top of that double crochet, and then again to do, I said it often, didn't I, to do the half double crochet. So it's yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through all of the loops on your hook, and that was the half double crochet. So you should, when you finish, have 36. So if you look, we've just done the top of that one. Try not to get it in to the crocodile stitch. What you need to do is find the top of that double crochet. So obviously that was the top of that one. If you look, it's behind here. There we go. So yarn over, and like it's there. So you put your hook through, yarn over, and move that crocodile stitch back out of the way, and do the half double crochet. So that's the top of this side of this crocodile stitch. Yarn over and do one in the chain space, then yarn over, and then the top of this side of the post is here, and then you need to try and find the next one again. So yarn over, you can see the top of it is here. Go into that one, yarn over, and then you're doing one in the chain space again, yarn over, then you find the top of this one. So like I just go down the back of this crocodile stitch. Ooh, if I can do it. there we go. And then the next one goes in the chain space. So each crocodile stitch will have 3, or each set of posts I should say, should have 3 half double crochets in it. So that one, there we go. So then I've got to find the next one. There we go, and then in the chain space. And then top of that one. Top of that post, got to find this post. There we go. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to see, but the bonus of having this variegated yarn is I can actually see quite easily where the stitches are from that first row of the 2-row repeat. Yeah, so just do half double crochets all along, like I said, one in the chain space, and then you should have one on the top of each post. So when you count them at the end, you should have your 36 again. So it's a little bit fiddly sometimes to try and find where you're going with it. Nope, that's not right. There it is. There we go. Yep, I will finish this row then, and I'll see you in a moment. There we go. So when you get to the end, you slip stitch into the top of this chain 2 as usual. You can get your hook through. There we go. Okay. And then I said I'm going to do another row. You can do as many as you want. So I'll do this next row of half double crochet, and then I'll see you back here in a moment. There we go. So once I finish that second row there, like I said, you can do as many rows as you like. When you're ready to do this next bit, which is like the belt loop section, I'm going to be doing this one in double crochet. I just found that it made the gaps a little bit higher, a little bit easier to see. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 4. Okay, and then you're going to skip a stitch and hop over to this next one, and we're going to do a double crochet in that one. Then you're going to do another double crochet in the next one. You're going to chain 1, skip 1, so do a chain, skip a stitch and work a double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Chain 1, skip a stitch and double crochet in the next 2 stitches. That's what you're going to do just to create these belt loops. So chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next 2. You're going to repeat that pattern all along. So chain 1, skip 1, double crochet and double crochet, and I'll see you back around here in a second. And then in that first row, but first stitch we did, we only did 1, so this is like the other half of that set of 2. So slip stitch into the 3rd chain up, if I can get my hook through. Oh my goodness, there we go. So that's like the belt loops done there. Okay, so what I did next is I did another row of half double crochet, and then I decided to add this scalloped edging along the top to finish it off. You can do it again as many rows as you like on the half double crochet. I'm just going to do the 1 row. So we chain 2, there we go, and half double crochet all the way around as we've done previously. And as I've done in this previous round here, where I got the chain spaces, I said you can crochet into the chain if you like, but I'm not going to. I'm going to crochet into the chain space just to make life that little bit easier. So like I said, you can go into the chain if you want. My chains are just a little bit too tight and I'm fighting to get them in it, so I thought you know what, I'm not going to worry. So if you don't want to worry about it, I'm not going to worry about it, because it doesn't look too terrible, does it? You can't really even see it. The only reason you can really see that there's a stitch in there is if the yarn's like a completely different colour, and I wouldn't cry about it if I received a gift that's got a crochet in the chain space, not in the chain. Once again, you can do as many rows as you want with the half double crochet. I'm just doing the one. I'm going to finish it off. But yeah, this is, I suppose, what I mean by most of this little bag is completely your choice, completely customizable. You can do it how you want to do it. Whoops. Go. Okay, let me slip into the top of that chain 2 again. There we go. So the last little bit, if you want to leave it like that though, with just the half double crochet at the top, that's entirely your choice. I decided to do the scalloped edging because I found that when I pulled, forgot to put that off, when I pulled the bag tight, I just liked the way that top looks in comparison with that little scalloped edge in there. So what we're going to do is we're doing a chain 1 to act as a single crochet. The single crochet will be anchoring down the scallops. So skip 1, go into the next one, you're going to do 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then you're going to skip 1, and then you're going to do a single crochet in here which anchors down the scallop, and then you're going to skip 1, and then you do another scallop. I think this is the shell stitch, I believe, but I'm just going to call them scallops for now because, like I said, it's a scalloped edging. So that was 2. Go 3, 4 and 5, and then, like I said, you're going to skip 1, you do a single crochet in there again, skip 1, do 5 double crochets. You're going to do that all the way around. I'll see you back here when I get near the end. There we go. I'm just going to anchor this one down, and then because I've got a gap here, this is a single crochet here, I am going to sneak in one more scallop right in there. So I'm still going to skip 1. This one here, though this is the only one that won't have like a gap between the chain and the shell stitch, but I think that gap is just too big to leave without one in there. You're not really going to notice it. At least the only way you'd notice is the fact that you can clearly see, because my yarn colour, you can see where like the seam is or the back is, but it's fine. So there's 5 there. I'm going to slip it, stitch into the top of that chain. There we go. One thing I will just say before I do anything else is, obviously I've made this one using the same cake of yarn, and it has pulled nearly exactly the same as the previous one. So where this one ended and then I started this one, so straight after it, you can see the yarn is almost identical on every single row. I could not have planned that if I'd have wanted to. So just need to tie off your yarn. So I'm not going to weave my ending just now, but there we go. So the only thing I did extra on this one is, as you can see, I used just a single piece of yarn to tie through there. It was mainly just for demonstration, but you can put anything you like there. You could use ribbon if you wanted. You could make it, I think it's an I-cord when you do it on the crochet hook. You could just use this, you could plait it, you know, you can make whatever you want. If you do want a video though on different like cords to run through it, please drop a comment below. I don't mind having a look into it, see what I can do. I said this was mainly just for demonstration, just to show what it looks like when you tie it up. If you do make one though, like I said, I do have an Instagram. I would love to see your creations as well, so please do tag me in on Instagram so I can see them. Someone has already tagged one of their Crocodile Stitch Dragon scale gloves on there, and I just love the fact that someone's been able to make something for one of my patterns. That's it for today. If you liked it, then please drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Anything like that supports the channel. Feel free to drop a suggestion in the comments. If you have any questions, then do comment, because at least then I'll be able to get back to you and help you if you've got any issues. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.